Black people ling. There's black people here, and it's Black History Month, and it's black time. It's my time. It's everybody's time. I'm here. I'm semi queer. Get used to it. Oh, why'd you unplug it?
Maybe they hate you. I don't know.
Well, yeah. If it's me, probably.
Oh dear.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome back to Metro Blurds, Metropolitan Black Nerds. I'm here with my girl, Miss Dawkins. To you, it's me, the B. How you doing, y'all? I'm black. I'm black. I'm blacker black than I'm black.
It's
y'all.
the last day before, well, the second to last day before Black History Month, and I'm very sad that our month has come to an end. I mean, black all year round, but still, you know.
Every day, all day, every day, 365. I am black. You know what? Let's jump into what scuffs my tin. So I'm gonna talk about this real quick since we're here and everybody's here. Hey y'all, you know what scuffs my Tims? Black History Month does not need to be in February.
Well, it's because the shortest month.
Not just that. There's a number of reasons, and I'm a.
It's overshadowed by Valentine's Day.
Oh no. Although also good reason. My reason is we need to switch. I think there's 3 months that need to switch: October, June, and February. That just need to have a consultation with each other.
June should be Black History
You
Month.
think?
Because Juneteenth is right there, and then it's preceding like August, which has all the Independence Days and Emancipation Days for like all the Afro-Caribbean islands.
You think?
Yeah.
So my stance is Black History Month being in February is a dumb idea. Respectfully to Dr. Martin Luther King, happy birthday. Shout outs to you, but you ain't the only black person out there, and more people were affected by Juneteenth. I'm just saying. Just putting that out there. Also, actually, February is a lunar New Year.
Yeah.
So technically, this really should have been about all the Asian people and all what makes them happy and yada yada yada, learning about Asian culture. But no, we all busy learning about Mae Jameson and George Washington Carver. I literally was like the Carver one in my head. Yeah, so no, it really scuffs my Tims. 1, February is cold. No black people likes the cold. Black people who don't like
Black people have wide noses. We should not even be here,
bro,
enduring the cold. We should be in Africa enduring Hamata. Like,
we not built for this. 1, 2, again, Asians, y'all need y'all day, and it really makes no sense. What y'all got in October that makes sense for y'all?
it's in October. Huh.
I'm pretty sure their October.
I thought it was April. Asian AAPI
Yes.
month. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's May. It's May actually.
They're May. Okay,
They're
that's
May.
why I assumed them for June. So like we need to switch it up. So who's June? Who got June? Still in our days. So my rule of thumb is
June is something. I think June is Caribbean American Heritage Month. Actually, it is, and it's also Pride Month.
everybody's gay. Every race is gay. So it's okay. Y'all can have. And you know what? I respect it. I think I would have more fun in June, but I get the Stonewall gives y'all your day. So whatever. The Stonewall Rise did happen in June. So I get why it's in June. I just feel like the start of Pride should be at the start of July because it happened. The Stonewall Rise was at the end of June. So might as well start in July when y'all were really ready to turn up. But okay. So, yeah, no, we share Black History Month, and we're in Black History Month. Next month is disabilities.
It's Women's History Month.
That's sad because they went. That's next month. So next month is Women's History Month.
Sorry.
Don't die, sis. Because I can't laugh on camera. And I don't want to do
Laughing at my death?
I have dark humor.
I'm quitting the show, guys. And I'm not joking.
And then and you never saw her again. You're gonna go up the stairs like Trudy from Family Matters. $5? I'm rich. Gone. And she took a bus and never came back. Yeah, May is Asian American Pacific Islander, which is also weird because why? Again, let's switch it up. I think black people need June. I think Caribbean people need August. And I think
isn't also like Labor Day like September?
Yeah. Exactly. So Caribbean people really should have August so that they can lead into Labor Day. And so you know that the Labor Day is the end of Caribbean Heritage Month. Makes sense, right? Am I mad?
Not today.
Okay. Every other day. But today, I got it. I'm in. Which is also weird because you know what's... It's kind of hilarious, but I low-key want to ask where they came up with this idea. In the UK and the Netherlands, Black History Month is in October.
October, it is, yeah.
Yo,
I think it's the
scary?
same in Canada, too. I think it's the same in Canada.
I see.
I could be wrong. But I do remember the original Black History Week
was in
October.
Yes. All I know is that it sounds real interesting because that's scary? Boo. They're like, it's darkness. We celebrate the darkness in October. No?
Did you just during Black History Month?
It's about me. I'm talking about myself when I make my jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody.
And then the fact that you got them large ass eyes really did not help the joke. Like,
please. You're scary in the dark. We all look the same in the dark, so that's fine with me. Okay, so shout out. So that's what scuffs my tins. What scuffs your tins, Miss Ashley, Miss Dawkins, to you?
What scuffs my Tims? I was having a conversation it's not necessarily scuffing my Tims. It was just a conversation I was having with a friend the other day. About like selfishness and just defining self preservation versus being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I just came to the conclusion that I make the strong assumption that everybody thinks like me. Not necessarily even like me, but just like is considerate in the way that I've been considerate. I also make the mistake of thinking that everyone has common sense. So when I make those two assumptions based on the fact, it just does not bode well at all. So I just,
See? So let's talk about it. What's the difference of between selfish and selfishness? Like self-preservation.
How much you consider the other person, in my opinion. Like, how much thought did you give into that person's feelings? How you are affecting their actions? I think I was saying the other day that consideration is the highest form of love.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're being selfish and you're lacking consideration of others, you don't love them then. So that is entirely selfish. So that's just a double whammy. If it's self-perseverance and you did consider me, you got some love for me and that's okay, but you just love yourself more. And that I can respect. However, when it's just blatant selfishness, you just like when you consider people, it's an afterthought that you considered them. That's one of my biggest problems. Like when people are an afterthought. Yeah.
So I love that line between self-preservation and selfishness but I think, how do you communicate that you are thinking of the other person? Because a lot of times, so like, let's say...
I feel like sometimes we ask that question when you could literally just communicate. Like, how do you communicate? Communicate it. Like, say it. Like, hey, I thought about this. However, this is in my best interest. Or this is why this da 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 da. And so maybe then, people can have like better understandings of what the condition is, and they wouldn't have to, I guess just go based on what their perceived action or the perceived action of the person is. Thought I broke that. Yeah.
So my question is, one, what time should I communicate? Like, cause one is
Well,
it
it depends
before,
on when
after, or during?
And that's the thing. Like, once again, that's where the consideration comes into the play. Because if you didn't consider me until after, you're just a selfish bitch in general. Like, what can I tell you? The action already done. Maybe later you can look back at it and be like, hey, yo, bro, I just realized, and then,
So are you expecting like?
I'm expecting the consideration to happen beforehand. I just feel like, and if you're midway through it, and we're all human. I'm not saying like, you can't fuck up along the way. You're like, oh, dang, gang. Shit, I should have. Another person could be. The other person might just brush it off like, yeah, you full of shit. But like, whatever. And thank you for the slight consideration anyway.
True.
It all really depends on the intention and who. It all depends on the intention. Sorry. Someone in the stream is killing me right now. They're using a GIF. And I'm very confused as to what it is. It looks like Kanye, but it doesn't look like Kanye.
Houseway.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of this means, but it's just hilarious to look at. Anyways, what was the question?
Houseway. You wanna. How does a person consider you beforehand?
Oh yes, I was saying it depends on the situation. So like, birthdays are a good example.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody tells you, and intent is important. So when somebody tells you, yeah, and it's a week after your birthday, somebody goes, yeah, I was thinking about getting you a gift. Shut the fuck up. You should have just said happy birthday and kept it pushing.
True.
Like, especially when there was no expectation. If there's like an established system of something, and you go against that, and the expectation was, hey, this is what's gonna happen, then you lack consideration. You see, then it's just selfishness at that point. Because I'm like, the fuck.
Yo, so my statement, I'm gonna go. Let's stick to the birthday idea.
Mm-hmm.
You have and we'll talk about a gift for your birthday, right? And so we have the 3 versions of consideration. I thought about buying a gift for you. I didn't. The reasoning being, I'm broke.
That's fine.
I'm paying for something else. I have an excuse for why I didn't buy it. Does the excuse or the reason, DK, the reason change the intent to you? And does them telling you change the intent? Because them telling you, oh, I was gonna buy a gift and they didn't, to you there was no expectation of a gift.
Depending on who the person is.
Depending on the person. But if they thought that there was an expectation on them and they still tried to communicate with you.
And that's fine. So it's like, okay, with that example, you come to me, you're like, yo, gang, I really do love you. I do want to celebrate you. I want to give you a gift that shows that celebration. But right now, pockets are looking a little flat. That's proper communication, A. And you did consider it. You just, life is hitting you in the ass right now. We live in New York City, inflation, cost of living. Mm-hmm. Right? Calm, cool. If you hit me up after my birthday on some, I was going to get you, you could have shut it. Or if you come with a late gift, even then, a late gift is better than I was thinking of. Even if it's 3 months late.
You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing because that's what got my ex to become an ex. It was a lot of I wanted to, and
but when did he state that though, and what was his intention?
Yeah, the intention was I want to be broken up with, and that's what he got.
Well then, there you have it. So intent and consideration is always important factors.
True. I just think I just have real questions about like what makes a person selfish to you, just because in my opinion, and we're still in the month of love, so like being in relationships and all of that, you want to do you think you're that important to like, and I know that sounds like a fucked up statement, but I shouldn't say no cursing, beep. Are you that important? Is the open question to say to assume that anyone um isn't the
Well, then at that point, you don't need that person in your life. Because if I am having to, if they're having to question, am I that important? Bye.
damn, you got to be in the center of everybody's lives.
I didn't say I was the center of everybody's life. I'm saying, what do you mean by am I that important? If
So,
you don't see me adding value to your life, if you don't consider me a good enough connection to try to maintain even through a small gift or show a little bit of appreciation because it is your birthday at the end of the day, what's the point?
see, I have weird feelings about that because I'm just like, there's 365 days out of the year. You know how many people got their birthday on the same birthday? You know how many people got their birthdays on the same birthday as you, or if somebody who got the same
and
name
you had
as you,
364 days to prepare.
For your little girl. I'm gonna sit there and be like, you lucky I remember. You want to know the only reason why I remember people's birthdays? Because Facebook invented a calendar where
and
they
that
force
just goes
people.
to show that person is just not that important to you, and that's fine. But confess that, like
It doesn't mean that they're not important. That just means they don't have the memory to be like, I remember the exact birth of this person.
I just don't think it's hard to put it in your calendar. Yo, X, Y, and Z's birthday is coming up.
That's cute.
Everybody got a iPhone with a calendar, like.
And that's still new behavior. That's learned behavior. That ain't ingrained
Learned?
behavior.
We are in a technological age.
We only been
Calendars but calendars have existed since the dawn of time.
People haven't been writing on their calendars they had to fix the calendar multiple times.
And that is why I'm saying that there is a lack of consideration. Because if you can't even just consider me and put me on your calendar to say, hey, it is X, Y, and Z's birthday, give them a chocolate bar. Beat it. Like, what can I say? What can I say?
Yo.
And especially in this day and age where people love, you don't even gotta remember it's their birthday. Go on Instagram. They will tell you it's their birthday. Snapchat will tell you it's their birthday. As you mentioned, Facebook will tell you it's their birthday. If you can't hit a little HBD exclamation point, send.
Yo, that's
I don't know
much.
what to say. It's free.
Nah,
it's free and it takes 5 seconds.
That's too much. Because you say it's free and takes 5 seconds, but like I have 600 friends on one app. Am I gonna sit there and go through
And that's
everyone?
why no, but I'm saying if you value someone enough in even just the smallest regard, you value all 600 of them?
Yes.
That's a fucking lie.
See, I can't value.
That's a damn lie.
I value life. And just because that doesn't mean your value as a human being has not devalued just because I can't remember your birthday. Just because you're not my mama whose birthday I have to remember because she makes me tell her happy birthday and congratulations.
You just portrayed that somebody has to add value to your life for you to consider them.
In my relationship, if I'm marrying that person.
No, that's not. Why'd you jump to marrying in relationships?
Like,
that's not at all what I said.
No, because I understand that everyone has like a time and a season for their life, but adding value is, what do you define as adding value? Are you talking about
you just said the 600 people on Facebook isn't like your mama who you have to do X, Y, who she does X, Y, and Z,
yes.
And I'm saying if you use that attribution system, you're saying that the only people that are worthy of you remembering their birthday are people who add value to your lives.
No, that's my mama who sat there and reminded me of her birthday. It wasn't that I was like, let me remember her birthday. She was like, bitch, you know what day it is? It's my birthday. So you know what? We doing something because it's my birthday. You want to know what I did for my birthday? I put people in a group chat, told them, surprise me, and then left the group chat because I made my birthday. As you said, you will make your own birthday known. But again, it's also not assumed. I don't sit there waiting at 12:01. It's time. Who's gonna message me?
All right.
Why would I do like the hell?
I'm not. You see, you're taking it to an extreme.
And I also don't think that my friendship will end with you tomorrow just because you didn't say happy birthday to me.
I feel like we're taking this happy birthday
I
example
know,
far, very far. But like. And I feel like even then, with this consideration thing, you took it to an extreme. Because, girl, I'm not saying you got to remember me at 12:01 a.m. as soon as it hits midnight on the day of my birth. I'm just saying a little bit of consideration goes a long way in preserving of any type of relationship.
True.
And that's it. That's all I'm saying. A little bit of consideration and never hurt nobody.
I just gotta define the consideration because a lot of people are inconsiderate just by nature. That's human nature, is to be inconsiderate.
And I don't think that's true. But moving on. Moving on. I simply don't think that's true.
Why?
But moving on. Because if I'm walking down the block and I see something that reminds me of my best friend, I'm going to take a picture and be like, yo, this reminds me of you. And that's it.
Remember that we have to start the conversation back at all the way at the beginning of the conversation where you say, I assume people think like me and people don't. I assume that common sense is common and it ain't. What you learn to be common sense is not common sense.
And I understand that. However,
comma.
I hate going to that example. I'm not going to go to that example. Never mind. I don't want to go to that example. Cause I'm not going to go to that example.
Okay. Think of another one.
Well, if the argument is that consideration is learned behavior, learn it. It's that simple. My God, it would make the world a lot better.
Hey, that is a statement. Learn it. But as I said, common sense ain't common. Consideration is a new behavior, and so is mindfulness, because that's something that mindfulness, consideration, and what's the third one that I was gonna say? Kindness? Not kindness. There's a third one that's just.
So what do you then use to define love? If all this is then learned behavior, that means love is not innate then.
Love is innate.
What defines love?
How you communicate love is not innate. Which is why there are 8 different types of love. There's mania, where you're obsessed with someone. That's not a healthy love, but that is love. Like, I want to stalk you. I want to be in your skin. I love you. Oh, come here. Hey.
That just means you weren't loved as a child.
That's how they learned what love is. That's how they learned how to communicate love. So you got to realize that lots of people don't know how to communicate love. They may feel love. They may have it in their hearts and soul that this is the best thing. This is the best thing since sliced bread, since ice cream was invented, since they figured out that you can drink milk out of a glass instead of a tit. Like, they learned. But you have to give grace to learning, right? You have to give people the allowance to learn. And not just the allowance to learn, but allowance to go back and, like, fix their mistakes.
I don't know about the allowance to go back and fix your mistakes, because honestly, once something is done, it's done. The allowance to move forward with giving your new learned knowledge and grace and compassion, sure. To go back and fix your mistakes, damage already done. I don't know.
Oh, no. Damage is done. But, you know, have you heard of the statement of, I think it's called Kingo? It's the art of filling broken ceramics with gold.
Gold would fix me. I might tell you to piss off after it fixes me, but it will fix me.
Yo, I got a 5219 reinstatement fee for most of my friendships. I'm like, send me that reinstatement fee and I will happily call you any time of the day. My thing is that, yeah, no, it's about communication, and a lot of people don't know how to communicate. That's that whole consideration. You would see something and say, oh, that's nice. I thought of my friend. Let me take a picture and send it to her. I would look at the same thing. I'd be like, oh, that's nice. I'll tell her when I see her. And then I'll wait till I see her. And that could be 6 months from me now, 6 hours from now. I will wait till I see her.
You said you won't remember that.
That's the issue, right? That becomes the new problem. But the thought process is the consideration happened in the moment, but does the action follow? Is it the common sense to do the action of, when I feel this consideration, then I do this action? A lot of people don't know that. They barely even know how to cross the street. We come from a people, us New Yorkers, come from a people who look both ways and say, all right, I could go. They don't wait for signs. They see when they can go, they go. They don't have consideration if a car's turning the corner. I've almost got hit more than once.
Oh dear.
And I had the walk sign. because they didn't have consideration. They were looking around.
Bring the mic. Yeah, you was drifting from it.
I'm so far. I walked away. But yeah,
Okay, that's fine from it. Yeah.
consideration is really just the action. Like after you consider something, what is the action you take after?
Exactly.
And that's where that common sense issue comes in, because you think that,
I mean, it's a multi-step process because first you have to consider.
yes,
Then you have to do the action.
yes,
If you don't do it, consider in the first place, you can't take the action.
yes. But if you did consider and you didn't take action, does the consideration mean more or less? Because they still considered you.
Well, and that's once again, we have to come back to intent, because I considered to slap the crap out of somebody today. Did I follow through with it? No. I considered it. I didn't do it. My intent was to harm. Did not harm. You know. These things are important.
True. Well, that's the intent is what keeps you out of jail. Action is what keeps you out of jail. But that's where we come back to common sense of actions. What action? What is the correct response to these
Intent
actions?
does keep you out of jail. I'm sorry. I just started dawning on manslaughters. I'm
Bruh.
sorry. And even then, sometimes the intent don't matter. You still serving that jail time.
You serving some jail time, but depending on the length of the jail time.
The action, depending on the length of the action, yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? You gonna be there for a long time, and we gonna be like, sir, you the one who decided to do it. You took consideration and you took action. Now what?
Someone on Twitch said, I also don't think people show love the way people like to receive it. That's true.
Bro.
That's very true.
That is true. Because it's one of those, like, you have different types of love. You have different types of languages, the love languages.
But I also realized the other day, like, the way you show your love language is not the way you receive the love language. So you might show your love language through acts of service. Mm-hmm. The way you receive love is probably words of affirmation, though. Mm-hmm. And that might seem contradictory, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Like, I had someone who used to tell me, oh, yeah, you don't really fuck with me. And I thought that was so bizarre because I'm like, am I not showing you I fuck with you? Mm-hmm. Their thought of how to receive love was physical touch. Mm-hmm. The way I was giving love was acts of service. So they didn't feel loved. And I was like, well, you're an idiot.
I did it.
Right.
I was here.
Was I not doing the most? But yeah, no, that's important. But I think that also, once again, I also do think, though, that consideration does play a key role in that. Because let's say my love language is acts of service, but you do so many other things for me. Should I not then consider that you are doing all these other things and that's just how you show love? And you also have to teach people how to love you. Yeah. Because I shouldn't discount your love just because it's not my type of love. Right. I should consider it, say, hey, maybe you could do this, that, then the third to adjust to this, and I'll feel happier or more content or satisfied in a relationship. And then we can move forward. But it's the way people discount people. I feel like for me to discount somebody, I have to see like numerous signs of just, yeah, ain't no change in here, gang. It's done up. It's one and done.
It's one and done. Honestly, see, my thing is that I understand that people's love languages and their explanation and their expression of love languages. I also have a really bad habit with my expressions and my quote unquote hate language.
You know, there's also an apology language.
Yeah, I don't got that yet. We're going to work on that. That's another episode.
We're
going to work on that. Let's stick with love and hate because I can't apologize. And there ain't enough regrets in me yet. But one thing I noticed about love languages and in opposition and in reflection, hate languages, I get a lot of people who assume that I hate them. Like multiple times I get other people who come up to me like, oh yeah, no, don't worry. He knows you hate them. I'm like, when did I say that? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, because, and I'm like, if you lie to me, I'm going to call you out in the lie, especially if I can catch the lie, because I find it hilarious that you thought to lie. Mm-hmm. And I caught it because I think of myself as a little bit slow. So if I caught your lie, that was a really bad lie. Mm-hmm. For instance, I spoke to one guy and I think he thinks I hate him. And it's, to be fair, I feel like other people would if they were in the same situation. I just don't.
Okay, so I just pulled up the 5 hate languages.
See? Knew it.
So there's words of discouragement.
Yep.
If words can build us up, they can also tear us down. Some people are sensitive to written and verbal communication than others. You don't have to be malicious. This could be the excessive use of sarcasm. Oh, that means no.
Yeah, you starting to hear yourself.
That's a little crazy because I'm just sarcastic on a regular basis. That don't mean I hate nobody. I'm just witty. I don't even agree with this article so far.
Bro.
But next one, alienation, the love language of quality time. So it's just the negation of all the love languages. Okay. The opposite of this would be alienation. La, 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 la. This can look like ignoring others, listening only to argue. You just are bad at philosophy, in my opinion. At that. Complaining about time together, you hate them. Or not creating dedicated time to spend with others. You also, once again,
you also hate them.
You hate them because you're inconsiderate.
Bruh.
Lack of recognition. The language of gift giving is also often misinterpreted as materialism, but it's about the objects, and it really is about tokens of sentimentality. And remind them once again, this is all just screaming inconsideration to me, and I just feel like we're going back to my main point. The next one is unjustness. If the love language of acts of service is about nonverbal cues to show affection, the opposite would be actions that show thoughtlessness or the withholding of services altogether. Wow. Okay. And the last one is violence. If intimate and if intimate and non-intimate touches can express love, when abused, they can express harm. So how do you? What's your hate language?
I am words of discouragement, and it's not intentional, but that's how I was taught love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a violence. I'm not unjust. I recognize people. I try not to alienate people, but I am the worst when it comes to accidentally analyzing people. So I'll be like, oh yeah, no, you look like this total type of person, and like that must suck, right? The other day I was playing a game, and it's called Petanque, and one of the rules is that you get to start at any point on the board before you throw your ball. And the guy we were playing against would always put his starting point all the way in the corner of the court. And I sat there and I looked at him. I said, "You're always looking for a corner. You're always looking for a corner. Were you traumatized as a child?" He didn't talk to me for the rest of the game. I was concerned. I was like, "Hey, you don't hate me, right?" You like, just a little because you won, but that's it. And I was like, okay. But, and a lot of people think I hate them because I say I'm sarcastic, or I'm like, I find dark things hilarious. Just case in point, I might die. Don't die. I don't want to do the paperwork. I might laugh because I'm the type who laughs in inappropriate situations. And then people go, "Oh, she hates me."
No, it's not the joke that that people think you hate them. It's the follow up of "I might laugh at my death." You could have left it at the first sentence. I might have chuckled with you. I don't want to do the paperwork. Akiki, aha. But then you followed up with the
I might laugh. Who? See? But that's because Leah's response to trauma is she gonna laugh her way out of it. Because it's gonna be funny. What you gonna do with trauma? Laugh at it.
I
don't think that's how it works.
I think you need to see a psychologist. And not yourself. That doesn't count.
I got the degrees.
No, that literally means nothing. Because can a doctor operate on himself?
I mean,
no, literally no.
Just on the stuff that he gotta be asleep for.
You sound insane. Because if we're gonna use that analogy, and I say, can you therapize yourself? Only on the things I can't subconsciously. Like, do you hear yourself? You can't observe your own behaviors from while you're operating within that vacuum of your own mind.
See? But when I say things like that, they say I'm using words of discouragement, because I'm like, tell me about myself. And they're like, why do you want to hear that? And I'm like, because that is my love language. Tell me what's wrong with me so I can fix it.
No, I think you want people to tell you what's wrong with you so then you can go home and act like the therapist to yourself. Like, you want to lay down on the couch, and then you want to switch positions, and you want to go in the chair, and you want to lay back down on the couch and switch positions. And the thing is, like, how do you... Oh yeah, it's recording. Oh crap, we're almost out of time.
Oh shit.
I didn't even realize the time. Wow. Okay.
'Cause we got juicy and we started late.
We did start late. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Yes. So it is the month of love. Discover your hate languages and fix them. You might be causing someone trauma outside.
Really, you might be.
Don't cause other people trauma. Please.
So once again, just to go over them real quick, the 5 hate languages are the words of discouragement, alienation, lack of recognition, unjustness, and violence.
And on this website, they do give you how to address each one of them. Like if you are alienation, create purpose, create intentional time for others, avoid distractions or introducing negativity by assuming their attention, ask what they need. If it's words of discouragement, avoid using unclear, sarcastic language when possible. If you hurt someone, even if it's unintentional, apologize and thank others for holding you accountable. I'm half and half on that because some bitches just get their feelings hurt way too easy.
See?
Lack of recognition. How to address this? Give people the dignity of recognition through objects, be it a thoughtful gift that lets them know that you are thought of or appreciated, or a symbol that honors them on their terms. If it's unjustness, how to address this? Don't ignore the plight of others. Demonstrate service by taking action to benefit others, and even if those actions might seem invisible. And lastly, if your hate language is violence, go seek some damn therapy.
Bro,
and lock yourself away. I'm not even going to read what this says. Like, just... You don't have to hit people. What's wrong with you?
No, the thing is that I know people whose hate language is violence, and I would describe it as literally just like this, in the fact that when they get angry, they don't know what to do, and they want to hit something. They want to hit something, and they're trying to refrain from it being their partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe you need to go to some boxing lessons. And
right.
Get some, like, get that energy out of you so you don't want to swing at them.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, depending on like what you want to do, that sounds like you're gonna have some good old and y'all need to like get in some leather information and find out about that world, because you might like it in that world. Sometimes it just needs to be honed violence.
I suppose so. And with that, y'all, stay black, say loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
Say loud, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say loud.
Happy Black History Month. Happy Love Month. Keep loving. Keep being black. You ain't got to do nothing in this life other than stay black and die.
Bro.
This was the Metro Bloods, Metropolitan and Black Nerds.
That's us. Gang, gang. We'll see y'all next time. There ain't no
Bye, y'all.